What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well and keeping safe during this tough time, and I hope your spirits are staying high as well. Now on this channel we mainly look into personal finance, ways to save a bit of money and then ways to make a bit of extra money as well. So today I just wanted to talk to you guys about one of the ways I've been making a bit of extra money over the past 3 to 4 years, and I found it to be one of the easiest things to get into, and it's also really accessible so almost anyone can try it for themselves. So the side hustle that I'm talking about is reselling. Reselling is basically just buying consumer goods with the intention of selling them on at a higher price than what you paid for it to make a profit. So in this video I'll be going over the basics of how reselling works, what type of reselling I do personally and how I find products, and why I think reselling in general has so much potential. Now before we get into it, as always, if you haven't already, make sure that you hit that subscribe button down below and click that bell so you never miss a video. But now let's get into it. So you might be thinking, how on earth can I make money from reselling? Surely it's not possible to buy a retail good and then sell it on to make a profit. But actually it's surprisingly easy to understand once you get to grips with how it works. So if you haven't really heard of reselling before, there's 2 basic types. The first way is by going and finding discounted products that you think you'll be able to sell on for a higher price than what you paid for it, maybe closer to the original retail price. So you might be able to find good items by going to discounted shops like TK Maxx for instance, if you're looking for clothes to resell, and find an item at a really discounted price and then sell it online to someone who really wants the item but can't find it at a deal as good as you found it at. Or the other type of reselling is where you buy products that are produced in limited quantities and therefore have a higher demand compared to the available supply. So with these sorts of limited products, you're probably going to have to buy them at the retail price, but then because of the high demand and the fact that it's limited, you can then find a buyer who's prepared to pay over the retail price for it. And so the profits simply come from the price that you charge your customer over what you originally paid for it. So this is possible to do in a whole range of different markets, as long as they have limited items and there's a higher demand compared to the supply. So for example, clothing brands, jewellery, watches, handbags, and then even cars and vintage cars as well. So the great thing about this is that you can pick and choose the market that best suits you and work out which one you understand the most and find the most interesting. Because realistically, you don't want to be buying and selling things that you don't actually understand yourself. So by doing this, you can find something that you feel comfortable with, and you simply just don't need to bother with anything that you're not interested in. Now, as I mentioned, there's a whole range of different things out there that you can resell, and there's loads of different ways to resell them. But to keep it simple, I'm just going to run through the way that I'm currently doing it and show you what works for me and show you how you might be able to get into it yourself. So the type of reselling I do is where I buy things at the retail price and sell them on for a higher price because they're limited in some way. And at the moment I'm strictly doing this with just clothes and shoes from brands like Supreme, Palace, Jordan Brand, Nike and Adidas. There are other shoe and clothing companies out there that you can resell as well, but I found these to be the easiest to get into as they generally have really consistent product releases and a lot of the products are in particularly high demand due to the massive presence in pop culture at the moment. Now these specific brands create a whole lot of opportunity because almost everything they release is limited, and the fact that they are limited and not everyone can get their hands on them makes them extremely sought after. Now as I mentioned, this is purely a sideline job for me, so I only buy and sell things online to make the process more streamlined and easy for me. But it is also possible to buy things in physical shops and then sell them face to face, but that's something I've just tried to stay away from myself. So you might be thinking, as these products are limited, how am I going to get my hands on them in the first place? So I'll quickly just break down how I do it myself. So for a bit of context, Supreme and Palace are basically 2 skateboarding brands with almost identical business models, where they release their products on a single day each week in limited runs. So for Supreme, items come out every Thursday at 11 AM and Palace is every Friday at 11 AM, and this is only during the seasons that they're running. Now these release days are called drops. Now on a drop day, usually any items that have potential to resell will usually sell out within minutes or even seconds. So it's always important to know what's coming out each week before that 11 o'clock drop, so you can plan out whether or not you actually want to buy anything. So to see what's coming out, you can use 2 websites. So for Supreme, you can look at supremecommunity.com, where it shows all the items that are coming out each week. And for Palace, there's a similar website called palacedrop.com. And the great thing about these 2 websites is that you can see what the community thinks about each item based on which has the most likes and dislikes. So it does vary massively week to week. Sometimes there'll be lots of items that you want to buy because you think they'll have potential to resell, but other weeks there'll be nothing and you may not be able to see any items that you think have resale value. But if there is an item that you think has potential to resell, what I do is just make sure that I'm on my computer to just before 11 o'clock on the drop day, and I have my address and credit card details loaded up into Google Chrome autofill. So I'm ready to find the item I want to buy, put it in my basket and check out as quickly as possible. And so ideally it only uses up about 5 minutes of my time on a drop day. Now sometimes it can be really easy to purchase the products that you want, but other times, especially with Supreme, the website completely crashes and freezes, and sometimes things just sell out so quickly that you don't actually have a chance to get it yourself. So this could simply just be because you were too slow or your internet connection wasn't good enough. But there are also people out there with what are called bots, which automatically add the items that you want to your basket and check it out for you. So it's quicker than what's possible for you to do with your human response time. Now it's super annoying when this happens, and sometimes Supreme have ways of blocking all the bots from working, so you actually have a better chance of getting things if you're doing things manually. But if you did miss out on an item that you thought had potential, it's really not the end of the world, because realistically you haven't invested a lot of your time giving it a go and trying to get the item. So a good way of looking at it is to just move on and hope you have better luck next week, because a lot of it does come down to luck. So that's how I buy clothes and accessories from Supreme and Palace, but now let's look at how you buy shoes. So it does work a bit differently, but the starting point is to find shoes that you think you'll be able to resell. So to do this, I simply follow a lot of Instagram accounts that are trainer and sneaker related, as well as just checking every so often websites like Soul Collector, The Soul Supplier and Sneaker News, just to see the dates that different shoes are coming out at. And then it's also important to just keep track of what's going on within the sneaker and shoe community, and just to see which ones most people are excited about and which are in limited runs. And if you find something that is in a limited run with a lot of people wanting it, the chances are you'll be able to make some money reselling that particular shoe. So then all you've got to do is just make sure that you're ready on the day that the shoe is going to be released at the exact right time. And if it's a Nike or Jordan brand shoe, I simply just use the Nike sneakers app on my phone, or if it's an Adidas shoe or a Yeezy, just use the Adidas website. Then all you need to do is just make sure that you buy the shoe as soon as it comes out to try and be one of the successful people that gets hold of it. Now on really sought after releases, the Nike sneakers app often uses raffles, where you basically select the size you want within the first half an hour of it releasing, and then you'll be notified whether or not your bid was successful. And Adidas have something kind of similar, which is more like a waiting room. But it's just important to remember that it's not always as simple as just being the first one to buy it, and there is always a bit of luck involved. Now this can sometimes be a blessing or a curse, as you can probably imagine, because sometimes the luck's in your favour and sometimes it's just not. But there are also third-party websites as well that often do raffles for the particularly limited shoes, so you can simply just sign up for those as well, to increase the chances of you getting hold of the shoe you want. So hopefully once you've bought an item that you saw value in as something that you might be able to resell to make a profit, the next step is to simply sell it. So for me, I actually think this is the easy part, because if you've found the right item, it'll almost sell itself. But the first thing you do need to do is to work out what price you want to sell it at in the first place. So I usually look at previously released products that are quite similar and see what prices they've resold at, and then maybe try and get a similar price to that. As well as that, I often use a website called StockX, which is basically a reselling marketplace, but it shows all the previous prices that items have sold at on their website. So it's really helpful to see this for the item that you've actually bought, or see how similar items have done over time, because quite often the prices fluctuate over time, so sometimes they get up in value if you hold on to them before selling them straight away, or alternatively they go down in value. But StockX is really useful to try and work out what you think it might do in the future. So now I've got the price that I want to sell the item at, the next step is simply how to sell it. I predominantly use the platforms Bump and Grailed, and sometimes eBay as well. So Bump and Grailed are streetwear specific reselling marketplaces where you can list your items directly to prospective buyers. They charge similar fees to eBay, but the benefit is you can list your items for an unlimited amount of time and you only pay the fees once the item sells. So I'll leave a link down below to my Bump and Grailed pages so you can go and have a look and see how I do it, and obviously buy something if you want to. But I do also use eBay every so often, but more like a backup option. So if I really want to get rid of an item and I'm not too fussed about what price I get, I'll just stick it on eBay at a starting bid to make sure that I make all of my money back. It is also possible to sell through StockX directly as well, but the problem is they charge so many additional fees for shipping, and they also do in-house legit checking to make sure the items are real, but this just adds to your cost as a seller. And all these fees just eat into your profits. So if you are using one of these platforms, all you need to do when an item sells is simply package it up, go to the post office and send it to your buyer. And it's really as simple as that. So you might be thinking that all sounds really easy, but you're probably not going to make much money from doing it. So I'll just run through a couple of examples of things that I'm selling and have sold in the past, so you can kind of gauge what sort of profit margins you can actually achieve. So firstly, this Supreme box logo jumper I bought in 2018 for the retail price of £156, and my buyer bought it for £460 including shipping. Another item is this Palace t-shirt, which I bought for £43 retail and sold on for £125, again including shipping. So I've also got these off-white Jordan 5s. Now I haven't sold these yet, but I bought them for £165 and currently they're reselling at over £500. So that's just a few items, but hopefully that shows you that there really is potential to make quite a lot of money from not actually having to put in a huge amount of time. So hopefully you guys now understand the basics of how it all works and how there is opportunity out there, but I just wanted to elaborate on a few reasons why I think it is such a good thing to get involved in. So firstly, how accessible it is to become a reseller. Basically all you need is a computer or phone and a good internet connection. And you can do it from pretty much anywhere, whether you're at home or even in your office if you're allowed flexible breaks. But even if you're at school or university, it's just a really great thing to do to make a bit of extra money. Another reason it's so accessible is that you don't actually need a lot of capital to start out with, as a lot of the items don't actually have particularly high retail prices. For example, Supreme and Palace sometimes do accessories that are under £10 and still have resale value. I also just think it teaches you some really good basic business skills, as you only need to invest as much money as you feel comfortable with, and you're taking on the risk of finding items that you see value in. So your successes or failures all come back to you, which I think is a really important thing to learn. It also allows you to become quite creative in your own way, so you can actually find other ways of managing your risk as well. So for example, when I started out, I could only afford to buy one item at a time, then I'd have to sell that before I can then buy the next item. I also decided with clothes and shoes to only ever buy something in my own size, so if the worst happened and I couldn't sell an item, rather than just taking a loss, I could then just keep the item and use it myself, so it would offset the loss slightly. The nature of reselling also gives you some really valid sales experience, as you have to spend a bit of time talking to potential buyers and negotiating prices with them. Now I'm sure at some point this will put your patience to the test, but being able to negotiate is a really good life skill that I'm sure will help you out in the future. Another way you can actually get creative and take some responsibility is how you choose to sell your products. So for example, you can really make the effort to become a reputable seller, so by taking high quality product images, replying to messages from potential buyers really quickly, and also by packaging and sending the items quickly and efficiently when someone purchases something. And by building up a strong reputation, you may actually be able to make more money selling the same item as someone else without any selling track record. Because realistically, if you've had a good experience in the past from a particular seller, you're quite likely to use them again rather than someone else who's complete unknown. Something else that's really good about reselling is that you don't have to pay any overheads. So like I said before, if you're using marketplaces like Bump or Grailed, you only have to pay them a fee once the item sells, and they just take a percentage of that final sale. So if you have to hold an item for a period of time, it's not actually going to cost you anything. There's also real potential for scalability within the reselling game, but if you want to progress to this, you will have to be prepared to take more of a risk and get a bit more creative. So for example, there are now full-on shop fronts that strictly just resell these sorts of items. There are also other companies that make mystery boxes, but even the reselling platforms themselves like Bump, Grailed and StockX, they're all simply capitalising on the resale market. One final thing that I find personally helpful about reselling as well is that it keeps my cash flow constant. And I think of this as a good thing, as I churn through a lot of credit cards trying to make the most of their introductory offers and earning rewards points by spending using those cards. So from buying items with my credit card that I'm planning on selling anyway, I'm simply just getting extra rewards points which I wouldn't normally be getting. Now, as with any opportunity, there's always potential risks and downsides that you should be aware of. So firstly, and probably most importantly, is that not every product has resale value. I think this is pretty obvious, but sometimes people seem to forget that just because something's limited doesn't mean that it has resale value. It has to be a combination of things where the product itself is limited, but there's also high demand for it. So for example, just because a lot of items from Supreme resell for over retail, it doesn't mean that every single item that they release will resell. And it can sometimes be really quite complex as to what items resell. So for example, a pair of shoes may go massively up in resale value because a particular celebrity has worn them at an event, and because of that, lots of other people now want that item as well. Another thing to remember, which I did touch on earlier, is that resale prices do fluctuate. So sometimes you will be able to make more money if you buy a product, hold it for a couple of years, and then resell it at a higher price than you would have been able to sell it at 2 years ago. So for example, the Off-White Jordan 1 Chicago colorway, when that released, the retail price was around £165 and the average resale price was around £1,000. But over the past couple of years, the resale price has just kept going up, and now sometimes you'll even find them selling at over £5,000. In contrast, something that's done the complete opposite is the Yeezy 350 Boost V2 Zebra colorway. When these first released, they were super limited and they were reselling for around £1,000, but over time Adidas have been making more and more of these shoes and restocking them in the same colorway, making them less limited, and now you can find them at around £200-300, which is only a little bit above the original retail price. Something else to remember is that the resale prices do vary depending on what size you're buying. So for example, with clothes, small and extra large are usually produced in smaller numbers compared to medium and large. So that means sometimes small and extra large items actually sell for more than medium or large. But a good way to gauge this and see how it all works is just to look at StockX. Another thing that's really important to remember is that you have to take into account the reselling platform fees and postage costs into your profit margins. So for example, if you bought an item for £50 and you're reselling it for £50, you will actually be making a loss after the fees and postage. So it's really important to read up on whatever platform you're using and what fees they charge, and also get to grips with how much postage costs, so you don't end up making a loss on anything by accident. Something that a lot of people forget is whatever market you're reselling in has the potential to become oversaturated by resellers. And what this means is that there's a higher proportion of resellers compared to actual buyers. And if this becomes the case, you may not actually be able to sell your items, and there'll no longer be any profits to be made. Now, I don't think the streetwear market's there at the moment, but I do see the potential of it going there in the future. Pop culture and fashion also has a massive impact on whether or not things can resell or not. So yeah, at the moment, brands like Supreme, Nike and Jordan Brand are really popular, but that doesn't mean in 10 years' time they'll still have that same popularity. So a pair of shoes that are reselling today for a lot of money, you may only be able to sell them for less than retail in 10 years' time, because they just might not be in fashion at all anymore. So I think it's good to remember that you can learn some really good skills from reselling, but you may have to adapt in the future to reselling in a different marketplace. And you're going to have to find things for yourself that sell. So for me, I'm currently trying to broaden my reselling portfolio by venturing into cars and watches as well. Another thing to remember is that reselling items like these is probably not going to make you rich in itself, especially if you're trying to do it only online like I am. Because with these particular brands, you're quite often limited to buying one unit per style, which means if you found one product that you think is going to resell really well, to scale it, obviously you just buy more of that one product. But in this market, it's not actually possible to do that if you're doing it only online. So there we have it. That basically covers all of the basics of what you need to know to start reselling. And you may be thinking it sounds far too simple and surely you can't actually do it. But honestly, it is really that easy, and all you need to do is be prepared to take a small amount of risk. But this is one of the less risky options in my view. So if you did make it this far, thank you so much for watching. And if you did enjoy it or feel like you learned something new, I'd really appreciate it if you could smash that like button, as it really helps me out. And if you enjoy this sort of content and want to see more, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and click that bell so you never miss a video. And let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Is reselling something you've already been aware of, or is it now a new opportunity you might explore further? But as always, if you do have any questions, feel free to just drop them in the comments or direct message me on Instagram. I'll stick it on the screen now and in the link down below. And make sure to give me a follow. But that does it for today, guys. Take it easy and keep saving.